Alright, so here it is. It's Thursday, October 10th, 2024. And I know I said that I had to go to court today. Ended up missing it. But in the end, everything worked out. But I was pissed off at myself because I overslept. I have a problem like with getting up in the morning because if I wake up at a certain time, and last night I had a hard time sleep. I actually fell asleep early because I was drained. But I'll get more into that later. But yeah, I was just tired, so I was watching something on YouTube. I forget what it was last night. No, actually, I was listening to a sports talk show, I believe, on Odyssey and local one. And I fell asleep while I was listening to it because I was, like I said, I was tired. I was going to work on something with my game, and I just kind of, I did that, and then I went and laid down on the sofa, and next thing you know, I was out. But I woke up at like 2:30. It's like 2:30 in the morning, and before I used to be able to just sleep right through the night, but now I have to wake up, go to the bathroom, and then last night I couldn't fall back to sleep, and I didn't fall back to sleep till I think it was like I like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And the problem with that is, and I've learned from the past, is if I wake up or if I don't fall back to sleep till about that time, anything that I have scheduled that morning, it's not happening. And I did tell my daughter to wake me up, and she did. I just don't, I'm in such like, I guess, because I fell back to sleep, I'm in a heavy state of sleep. And she probably woke me up, and I probably acknowledged, but don't remember it, and then just goes back off. Um, so by the time I woke up, it was like 20 after 9. I'm like, shit, I had to be at the court, at, what was it, 9 o'clock. And my peer specialist had showed up. And again, I didn't set my alarm or anything. Um, so I woke up late, and that's when I start beating myself up. I start going into my head. I start saying, how the fuck could I do this? And shit like that. And it's like, um, So, that fear kicked into me. I'm like, what do I call it? Say, do I say, I overslept and this and that? Because, like I said, the first court date to when I pled, not guilty, I missed because of the car. So this doesn't look good on the sense of, you know, uh, missing two. And so finally, and I couldn't even find the paper that I needed for today. And that's another thing I'm gonna have to do to try to keep myself organized until I can get a folder. I'm gonna have to start putting stuff in my bag because there's a human trash can in here that will go around and throw things out without even looking at what they are. And that ain't my daughter, because it happens to her too. So I was beating myself up, and I'm getting down on myself, and and I got that fear of me, and normally I would just let that fear take over, and then I just don't call, and then it just things just whatever the situation is, it just escalates. Um, so I ended up finally, I'm running all over. I'm looking in my car, thinking maybe I might have put the paper in there. Then I'm looking out in the den. I'm looking where the ticket paper is because I still have that, and it wasn't there. So I'm like, I text my peer specialist. I'm like, what do I say when I call? And and I'm going through my head, and I'm cursing myself off. And I'm like, I beat myself up. I don't. Um, I do it emotionally, and so, anyways, finally, I just said screw it, and I called, and I was up front. I'm not gonna bullshit them. I overslept. It is what it is, and I explained that I'm going through a rough situation with the car. I don't have no way of getting there. I actually had somebody, my peer specialist, that was gonna take me there. She showed up, but I was sound asleep. And so the lady was extremely nice on there, and I said, "What are my options at this point?" And she said that to get an email in, and I had to promise I was going to pay $20 today, which I was going to have to come up with it. But she said just get the email in. That's the most important thing right now, acknowledging that I'm going to make a payment because, and she didn't say this, but I guess in its own way, that would be really what I would be doing if I went to the court thing. And at least I called, and I do feel good about that. So I sent the email in, and maybe I say too much in emails or texts or whatever, or whoever I have to reach out to, but that's just who I am. I say what, comes from within. And so I kind of went into like detail of the situation with the car, and that I didn't get the inspection done because I'm letting it go. I'm cutting ties with it. And, I just explained that I couldn't afford the monthly payments, the amount of car insurance I was paying. And, I always believe that just got to kind of, I just explain what comes from within. Um, so she just got back to me. I texted her and sent her a copy of what the email said. So I had to, like I said, I had to agree to pay 20. Usually it's 25, but so I kept checking my email, which normally I don't check emails. That's why I don't like the way the school stuff is affiliated with emails anymore. I like it when they send stuff home. Uh, so I checked the email, and finally it came through, and I don't have to pay it today. Um, I start October 25th is when I make my first payment, and just to be safe, I want to make sure they weren't still expecting today's and then the 25th. So I added it up, and it does come out to the ticket is 181.75. That's because I think they added on somewhat little court costs from the because it was an inspection violation. So I don't know what the amount for a ticket is on that. But anyways, so I have to pay 20 a month, and if I once I get a job, I'm just gonna start. I may even pay it off, and get it out of the way. But so that way I don't have to worry about it every month. But until then, I have the 25th, or roughly around like in December it would be. I think it was 26th. Um, so it did benefit, but it made me realize that I have to start changing again. It's a long process, but I do have to start changing things. And like I said, first thing is, um, I do have to start keeping track of my papers. And for now, until I can get a folder, and I might be able to get a folder Monday, maybe. Kind of just keep all my papers in um, my backpack, and then kind of go through them as and don't let them sit in there, because if they, out of sight, out of mind. And just kind of go through them, and keep what I need and get rid of what I don't need. Um, and second is, and I should know this, and if it's something as much as like an important appointment like that, is if I wake up at a certain time, I'm gonna probably have to keep myself up and don't let myself go back to sleep, because I know my patterns. And that was something that, like I told her, or it pissed me, not the lady at the court, but my peer specialist, that I've been getting up early for a while now, and then the one day that I oversleep was the day that I had court. So again, I was beating myself up, but in the end, I kind of like feel better because I overpowered my fear, and went about and did what I had to do, and it worked itself out. Um, but for the most part, it's always best to just say the situation and just kind of go from there. I could have came up with some lame brain excuse of why, but both times I was up front and told them, which I'm pretty much like that when situations occur, because I will always admit my faults. But at the same time, it's like I never been where I had to go to court and stuff much. Um, so yeah, so I'm still a little pissed off at myself for oversleeping, but at the same time, I'm kind of proud of myself now because I overcame my fear and just went right through and called. Um, and I didn't let my fear take over as long as it could have. So that's pretty much been the start to my day. Um, I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't have the groups today. I go back tomorrow, and kind of see it. Like I said, today is pretty much open. There's no baseball no more until April. So now my countdown goes on, to get me to April, through the winter months. And so today, I'm not sure really what I'm going to be doing. Um, but I'll keep you updated as I go along. So, yeah, so it kind of sucks because a lot of times when I get a chance to do talking on this is when I go out to smoke. So if that seems like why I smoke a lot on here, that's pretty much the reason. But, yeah, I would say last night, was kind of the first time since I started doing these, and I knew it would start happening, and that gives me the chance to talk about it, as it occurs. Um, Last night, for the first time since I've been doing these videos, was the first time I felt like I was experiencing burnout, and I don't mean like burnout as in like, I mean, yeah, you can get burned out from doing these. I've learned over the years from doing it with my nature. If you start investing way too much into it, it can create like a burnout, and then that block can occur, or you have to take a step back. But yeah, I kind of like I knew what the trigger was. Obviously, it's the financial situation and food situation because we're struggling, and that was kind of like I don't know. I was just tired, and um, yeah, the trigger was the food situation and all, and I was working on my videos, not just these. I was doing my nature and all, and I think that's probably why I fell asleep early last night because my mind was pretty much it was just tired, and I just got to the point where I knew what triggered the emotions, but at the same time, I was working on this and all, and there was stuff I wanted to work on and do it, and there's there's a lot more behind the scenes with editing and not really editing, but putting the video together and then uploading it to Facebook and then uploading it to YouTube and then adding it to playlists and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do it the best I can without having to edit. That way, also it's more natural. But uh, so that's how my mind gets distracted very, very easy. And then there was a situation with the raccoon, and the one that lives there gets really upset over it, and me and my daughter don't even hear it. So it's like we don't know if it's just exaggerated, and then I'm the one that has to go up check to see if it's in the attic. I don't never see it. And I'm not saying it ain't up there, but it was just it was the I was just getting that burnout from situations to go on here, and stuff like that, and it was just time to take a break. I got what I had to get done on here, and I kind of went outside, and that's kind of why I want to take a walk today because I just feel like I need to get away from here. Not saying I'm gonna yet, but it's a matter of even at this point, even if I just went back to that pond where I went back to that one video, um, and just kind of hung out back there for a little bit and just kind of cleared my head because it's like I didn't have groups yesterday, I didn't have groups today, and it's kind of like I've been here, I sit in a damn chair a lot, and it's like when you get questioned about 1,000 things and then the person's questioning you, they can't hear, so it's like you have to repeat yourself, and it just gets to the point where you just, like I said, there's been so much over these last 8+ years, actually probably longer than that, but ever since my dad passed, it's just been an emotional roller coaster. There's been such up and down from anger, sadness, resentment, that you know, and then again you throw in bad choices, and then you throw in choices that you make that weren't bad choices on my part, but at the same time it just becomes um you feel like you don't know how much longer your mind can, how much more your mind can take, you know. So it just gets to that point that's like I said, sometimes I go into a mode where I just shut down, and I guess I'm using these videos as just kind of my release, and with the intent of, you know, hoping to, for other people again to see what, you know, I experience. And a lot of times I may say, if you see me experiencing it, do the opposite. I used to tell people that in the past, but yeah, so it's kind of, it's still helping me a lot doing these videos, but at the same time, if I feel like it's getting me, that's when it's time to take a little step back, for at least, even if it's just for that day, and just kind of keep my mind fresh and just keep going. Um, so yeah, last night was the first time since I started doing these, so I started experiencing that. But there's gonna be more and more. Sometimes it may last a while, um, which I'm trying to avoid. But sometimes it may just, like today, if I would have woke up on time, it would have been a lot different. You know, I wouldn't have been kicking myself and, you know, beating myself up, you know, because of it. But I mean, it is what it is. There's my saying, and but just gotta, I can't wallow or stay stuck in it, you know, and I just gotta go forward. So the outcome turned out positive, and the way I handled it was positive, and it's over and done with. So I'm not gonna try to stew on it. I just gotta, you know, learn from it. And I did start lessons learned notes on my iPad and phone. So that way, if I create things, it's easier to see them if you can see them, as opposed to trying to remember them. So even if, like, during the day, if I can't do a video, I might jot something down if I want to bring it up, because my brain can't. You can ask me almost anything about the '80s, and I can tell you almost anything about it. But ask me something a half hour ago, I could possibly end up just like training a brain fart. Whoa. If he was coming this way, I would have quick shifted the camera and got him up. I would probably a vulture, but who knows? It, you know. So if I do take a walk, it'll probably be back there. I do have to run up to the store, get my daughter her devour, and a couple other things. Yeah, it's probably a vulture because there's another one flying over there. Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much been it, and this is what I've been waiting for. Not that I want to talk about this kind of stuff, but this is the kind of stuff I also want to bring to, you know, my videos. So with that, I'm gonna pretty much cut it off there. If I can get him, I don't know, but by the time I try to get him, I may not. But I'm gonna see if he gets picked up, and it's kind of hard to. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to get him. It's kind of hard with like having to shift this and all. I would have to turn it off, change the camera angle, and then point it at him. So I figure I might try to get him, you know, without having to do that. I wish there was a thing where you could just flip it to the other mode, and then where it's shining that way instead of at me. But you have to turn it off, or you have to click the off button, and then. But anyways, I will see you in the next clip. All right, so right now I'm walking up to the stores up the street from my house, because I'm gonna have to get some things from Family Dollar, and so I'm on my phone, so I don't know if my voice is gonna come out high, but also I noticed when I record and I'm holding the iPad, I somebody just messaged me. I noticed that when I say certain words, I guess my thumb or something must hit the mic or something, because sometimes I sound like I'm a freaking alien, or like a demon, actually. It's like, it comes in like in a deep voice, and it's only real quick. It's like if it puts an emphasis on the P's, and there was one other one that it did it on. I'm like, what the hell? But I was talking to my daughter earlier, and I was telling her about, with the videos and all. And I don't think she's gonna watch them, but I'm hoping that by me doing it, I'm trying to set an example for her to kind of, ease the situation at home too, because it's getting her, and that's, um, it's tough. So I figured I would do the talking here, because if I get up there, all the cars going by, even though they're all going by now, but a lot more heavily traveled road up there, as you saw the other day with the one video. So I'm getting my daughter one of her devours. She wants the bacon and mac and cheese one, and cat food. Definitely gotta get the cat's food, canned food. The dry food, I just give it to him as a snack. The kitten's fat enough as it is, and Jason, he's just a blockhead. So Jason's the upstairs cat. I'll show you some one day. But yeah. So there's people walking by me, so I cut the video off. But now I'm up at Family Dollar with the good old red background. Actually, I went in to see if my mom had any medication, so I was able to pick up my new ADD medicine. And like I said, I'm kind of leery of taking it, but hoping that it helps. I think she said it is antidepressant slash ADD medicine. So yeah, I don't know if I said this in another video, but she wanted to increase my effexor that I'm on. And last time they did that, they maxed it out at 300, which you can give me 50,000 pills. It ain't gonna take my situation away. So all it would do is make me oblivious. But this wasn't this doctor. This was like 3-4 doctors ago. Actually longer than that, because I went through a period where I went through like 7 psychiatrists in like a year. So it wasn't by my choice. But the one doctor increased it up to about 300, my effexor, and actually had the adverse effect because it actually made me depressed and I was getting depressed for no reason. Now, like I said, I have situational depression, not, clinical. So, yeah, so all of a sudden I became suicidal for no damn reason. I'm like, normally I'm not a suicidal person. So, I'm not saying I haven't been there, because I have, but nah, I was just doing it for no damn reason. And, but anyways, I'm gonna get in there and get what I gotta get, and I'll be heading home and get the cat fed, and I gotta run up and meet at around 6:30. I gotta meet my daughter's therapist because we're getting some food. But I got my daughter into therapy after my dad passed, because it hit both of us hard. So she's been saying it's one of the best moves I could have made. She's seen her pretty much from 2016 till current. So it's been a good, decision for her. So pretty solid, and she's a good person. She's really good. I was going to a parenting group that she facilitated, so I enjoyed it. But then I would start work, and it became hard to get there. It's kind of ironic, raising her isn't an issue. It was kind of the opposite, but I didn't go there for that reason. She wanted me to go there just to start meeting people, and it was more or less my issue is my parent, not not the other way around, not me with my daughter. So, but anyways, yeah, let me get in there, get what I gotta get, and get home, and then I gotta walk back up to 7. So yeah, I just dropped these, but they hit concrete, so I'll delete that part out because that's gonna be a loud bang. But yeah, I just gotta walk to 7-Eleven later on and get whatever she's getting us, which is gonna be a big help. So again, I'll see you in the next clip. It'll probably be one more clip and then done. Hey, so it's roughly 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna pretty much do my closeout portion. Fuck, I had Had a major brain fart because I already had this all pretty much planned. So my daughter screwed up the time with her therapist getting up there. So luckily I was already up there because she said 4:30 and not 6:30. So that's out of the way. We did get some stuff, so that's pretty cool. Got some cereal and stuff. I've been cause I got papers yesterday for SNAP benefits, and I'm gonna probably the only way I'm gonna be able to get up there is probably to walk up and come back. So a lot of places I've been thinking like where I would walk. And I know I had mentioned a field before. It's up on a road that's nearest. You ain't cut off to the left, but I know like the directions that it goes in, but I'm just not sure how far down it goes. But what I'm trying to do is basically when I do my walking to places, I'm trying to stay like in the areas where I feel at peace. So that way it kind of turns into sort of a nature walk too. And rather than walking on roads. Now, obviously, I'll have to walk some on roads, but not 100%. Or the whole trip. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Just to get to the place, I know that um, that field. Like I said, I walked it to my school when I was in school, but then you cross over a road, and then there's a open field with no weeds and all. It kind of goes by the school I went to, but I'm not sure if it cuts over and then I can come out, and it may take me actually to where this little water area is. And with no rain, there might not be no water there, but it's kind of like little streams and stuff, like kind of small streams that lead into a place called Magnolia Lake. So I don't mind doing all that, but I just don't want to run into areas where like I get to a certain spot and then you can't go like further that way, and I have to kind of backtrack a lot to get to where I got to go. That's why I search Google Earth. Um, and obviously that shows more roads than anything, but it does show fields, and it will show like the roads running along it and you know across it. So I mean, it's just something I might try. Um, as with the groups and all, there's no way I'd be able to. There's gonna be some days I'm gonna be limited to when I can go up there. So, but I do want to get it up there. So maybe tomorrow I may try it. I don't know for sure. Like I said, each day I kind of just go as it goes, and I kind of wing it. And I try not even when I was driving. I tried not to set plans in advance because a lot of times my plans end up changing. Um, but with that, that's pretty much going to wrap up the the video. I want to try to keep a good portion of them in the daytime. There's going to be somewhere I may do at night, like last night. There was times where I wanted to just go out and do some kind of video because I was getting ideas, and I should have jotted them down. Because, like I said, you don't jot them down, I'm not going to remember them till it eventually comes back to me. But yeah, so I just kind of want to keep it in at least these kind in the daytime. Now, I was thinking about kick starting that lessons learned video today and kind of keep that as if since I learned them today, or I'm going with that, just kind of keep it on the same day, and then at the end of the week it's not as much. But like I said, everything's trial and error, and nature videos, everything falls into place, whereas these are a little more different and structured. But can't say that I'm not somebody that's went up blasting their radio in their car, so I don't want to get hit with no copyright stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up there though. I think I'm probably gonna have to go up 7-Eleven at least one more time because my lighter's about to die. I can tell it's getting real low when it lights, and it's taking like 3, 4, 5 times to try to light it. So yeah, I'm gonna pretty much wrap it up there. But like I said, I feel this video came out pretty good. I like it better. I realized when it's in different areas though. And I don't mean with the big red wall behind me up at Family Dollar, but like the one day when I went up to the bank, which will be Monday, and I have to say I like it better when it kind of comes from different places, you know, not just in my front yard. Although I wish that one time I'm doing this and the squirrels go running up the tree or something, just pick up something behind me. I mean, I like the background of the trees, but, or, you know, with the leaves, but a couple months they're going to be gone. So it'll just be all that winter look. But with that, I'm going to cut it off there, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.